Hi, I'm Dawn Masler, and welcome to Love School. This is lesson number 8 in our series about love. As I explained in the past, love has 4 distinct phases. These are based on the active neurotransmitters in the brain activity. Today we're going to take a look at the last phase. This is the phase I call real love. Now, last week I discussed falling in love. I referred to that as temporary insanity because of what's happening in your brain. We go through a type of biochemical upheaval, while at the same time, certain parts of our brain shut down, like the alarm system in the judge. This is what gives you that unmistakable feeling of being in love. You adore your partner and you feel like life is amazing for a while. I call the sensation of falling in love temporary insanity because, well, it's temporary. One night you go to bed basking in the euphoria of new love. Now all of a sudden you go to breakfast and you notice your sweet snookums has seemed to develop a habit of smacking their lips when they eat their cereal. And to make matters worse, now you find this quite annoying. In fact, what was once charming can become alarming. I believe that's one of the reasons why relationships end around this time. When your brain comes back, all of a sudden you see things about your partner that you didn't notice before when you fell in love. But as dire as all this sounds, you have an option. You can follow those thoughts of judgment to their inevitable conclusion. You can break off the relationship and try to find love again, but you'll just end up at this crossroads one more time. Or you have another option. You can move into the last phase, real love. This phase is different from what you've experienced in the other 3 phases. Those phases of attraction, dating, falling in love were basically involuntary. You had little control of the biochemical process. But in real love, this all changes. If we look at functional magnetic resonance imaging of couples that have been in a long-term loving relationship, we see something incredible. The ventral medial prefrontal cortex, remember that? The judging part of your brain? That was the part that was dim when you fell in love, is now quite active, which seems really strange. You would think that if someone is judging his or her partner, maintaining love would be more difficult. But what we see is just the opposite. So researchers decided to investigate further to see what was going on. They discovered that although the brain activity has returned, it didn't return with the damaging critical judgment. One study looked at over 500 couples that reported being very intensely in love for over 10 years. They looked at 20 different predictors of relationship happiness. Can you guess what the top predictor was? Thinking positively of your partner. In other words, the judgment part of your brain returns when you move into real love, and you have an option. You can judge harshly, or you can choose to look at the good qualities in your partner. Here's the big difference. Unlike those automatic responses felt early in the relationship, real love becomes a choice. You get to pick and choose what thoughts you entertain. In this way, real love becomes a practice. In fact, if we look at brain scans, we see that when couples practice real love, the activity in their brain is located in the same part of the brain as unconditional and parental love. You now see the whole person and you still choose to love them. Your vision is no longer clouded like when you fell in love. You see your partner, warts and all, but you still love them. This is a life-affirming, nurturing love. This is one reason couples in loving relationships live longer. And I think it's what the other 3 phases are building up to. Mother Nature is showing you what love is all about. When you fall in love, she shuts down the judging part of your brain and the alarm part of your brain. She's showing that love is trusting, that love doesn't judge. And once you understand what that feels like, she returns your brain so you can practice it on your own. Now that I've given you the science behind the 4 phases of love, I'm going to start answering questions about how you find and maintain love. In fact, if you have a question about attraction, dating, falling in love, or maintaining love, you can send it to me at dawn@dawnmasler.com, and I'll answer it in another episode. So go ahead, send me your questions, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a thing in Love School.